So, what do you guys want to talk about, man?
I was very proud that I thought I'd lost it for months, and then this has got to be a collector's item now.
Oh, it's gotta be.
So,
Oh my
That's
god, that's
awesome.
awesome. Like a boss. Holy shit. That's awesome.
You found it in the storage?
it was actually, we sold our dresser for $40 or whatever. It's been sitting in our garage, and it was trapped behind the drawer on the floor. You know when shirts and socks fall behind the dresser drawer?
Yeah. When
On
they
the
get
floor.
overfilled and they fall back.
Gina was cleaning it out and found that McMahon shirt at the bottom of the thing.
I think you either need to turn
Gina
your
for the
mic, Craig, or pull
win.
it towards
Way to
you.
go, Gina.
Oh no.
No, you
hear
sound
me?
fine. Yes, you're just like almost like distant sounding.
Oh, that's not
better.
good.
That's better,
That's
buddy.
better, yeah.
That's better. That's
It's
better.
just a position of your new
That's
mic.
fucking bullshit.
I agree.
I'm sorry,
Tony.
I wasn't trying to start a fight.
Tell Craig to get it together. Hey, before we get into Clash at the Castle, I just want to talk about what do you guys think of the Dom and Liv storyline right now? I think this is a lot of fun. It's funny how like injuries to people can kind of have someone else step up, and Liv technically caused the injury to Rhea, which causes the transitional champ to Bex, which goes to Liv. Liv's taking full advantage of it. I agree. I personally feel like Liv didn't really cause the injury. I think Rhea pushed herself too hard into the wall and caused the injury, but could be wrong. I don't think it was the chair that did it. I think it was the wall that did it, but I'm not really sure.
It was the wall, and yeah, she just led with it in her shoulder. And
she sold it. She oversold it. I don't think it was Liv's fault at all, personally. But
no, it wasn't. I don't think so.
But this whole storyline would have never came this way if not for that kind of freak injury. And Liv is just taking every advantage of it. I think she's starting to figure it out, and the stuff with Dom is hilarious. Did you guys see the hotel key scene, the whole episode of Raw?
It's going to be white hot when they come back, when Rhea comes back. Same with like Punk, what Drew's doing. Like even though they're injured, they're still not going away from these storylines. It's going to be awesome.
Right.
They're going to play with this Liv stuff forever.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. And Liv was just all over Dom again on Monday, and then he's still. They're like, you gotta get rid of that key. Like you get the key, and then all of a sudden Dom snuck the key away when no one was looking.
No, it was
like
Finn.
It
was Finn.
Was it? Oh, I thought it was Dom at the end.
I'm pretty sure it was Finn that grabbed the key.
That's so funny. It's all hilarious, and I think this sounds really dumb, but it's kind of liberating because it's usually like the man who's like the sleazy guy tries to pass the lady the hotel key. She's like, nah. Liv's like, here's my hotel key. Dom.
See, I thought it was Finn. I thought it was Finn because like they're gonna do a twist. Not that Finn's with her, but like that he's either trying to sabotage Dom or something like that. Like I think something with the Judgment Day has to happen. And I only say that because I just think that something has to happen. Like, yeah, they're awesome, they're fun together or whatever, but then they have Carlito kind of coming in being a part-time, guy and like all that. So they're trying to do something or whatever, and I almost think there needs to be action. Like it's been building for a long time, and I know that Triple H and Shawn are trying to slow time down, and I appreciate that. And they're trying to slow storylines down, and they're making you wait. Not 6 months, they're making you wait a year for a lot of things. And I think that's great. They got to put on live fucking a 3-hour Raw every fucking Monday, 2-hour SmackDown every Friday.
It's so much television to cover.
I totally love the fact that they're doing that, and it's working because everyone's gravitated towards it. But like, I just kind of feel like something with the Judgment Day. I don't feel Damian Priest's title run has been great, and I think it's lacking drama. I think that if he was a dominant wrestler, then I'd be like, oh, like he's fine, but he's not. He's like kind of trying to take the lead of Judgment Day, but everybody knows.
Do you speculate he's gonna lose at Clash? Do you speculate that it might happen? I don't think it's impossible.
I don't think it's impossible, and that's what they want you to think. But I believe this is what I'm gonna predict, and I don't know if I'm right or not. I believe that CM Punk's gonna cost him. And that's going to keep their feud super hot. Like CM Punk is going to fuck him over.
If CM Punk shows up in Glasgow, it's gonna blow the roof off
I truly believe that CM Punk will show up there tomorrow. And by the way, it's tomorrow, so by the time this is airing, because we don't do it live on Fridays. By the time this is airing,
why are you so mad about that? Huh?
You've already watched a stupid show, and this show's worthless. Like most of our unscripted. But anyway, like because there's nothing special about them. But like I think that this is what's going to happen. I think that he will. CM Punk will cost Drew the shot. They're going to keep it on Damian because Triple H, I say Triple H because he does NXT, but him and Triple H, or sorry, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, they talk all the time. And like, they really love to slow things down and go, okay, Maybe on the surface it doesn't seem like it's working, but we're not going to panic because I think panicking and killing a storyline is worse than just writing it out and letting it kind of have some kind of ending, and then you switching gears. And Money in the Bank's coming up, so I think that
it shows panic when you just out of nowhere.
I think
it's
that
what
Drew
Vince used to do. Vince used to rip up the scripts
panic.
and change on
100%.
the fly and let nothing breathe.
You read my mind, Craig. Yeah,
So
I
I
100%
love
agree.
Damien and I love Judgment Day, and I'm not suggesting that anything's bad.
You got to put a title on a guy to see how they hold it and how they carry it. There's parts of Damien that get really good, and
he's got all the tools. He's got all the tools.
Yeah,
right there.
It's that first, like, remember when Roman won his first title and we hated it? That's what we're going through right now, and I don't think this is as bad as Roman's first run. Honestly, it's just not.
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think that Punk will cost Drew, and then Drew will win Money in the Bank, and then he will cash it in on Damien to get revenge on
backs
and get revenge on Damien for Wrestle. No,
oh no, sorry, Damien had it before. That's right.
And Drew's gonna cash in and get it back from Damien, so that will instantly get revenge for WrestleMania, and then he'll defend it against Punk. Like, I think that's what's going to happen.
How far out is Money in the Bank? Were we a few months away?
2. I think it's after this.
Yeah, the timing makes sense.
It's before not even quite 2 yet. It's before SummerSlam. So and I think that they'll have a long program, and I think Punk will probably eventually beat Drew. I think Punk will beat Drew at WrestleMania for the title.
How do you feel about Alpha Academy? Again, I don't know when I get in the lineup for tomorrow, but how do you feel about Alpha Academy right now? I'm kind of having fun.
I like it. I like Gable a lot, and I love Otis, and they're building that Otis turn. I fucking love Otis, and I think
his facial expressions and how he's working is fantastic. Like,
yes,
I'm glad they're still letting it go. He hasn't snapped yet. I mean, kind of, but like he hasn't.
You're finally giving Gable something to chew on as a heel, where before, and again, we talked about shush and how Jess said turning chicken salad, which Gable did do. But this is something where he's getting legitimate heat for by punishing Otis and telling his team, "You get in the back, you're ridiculous." Like this, I'm like, it's so good, and he's cost Otis like 2 matches now because he's like, "Otis, come here," smacking him around, then Otis turns around and gets beat. And I'm like, this is so great. And then he blames Otis again. And when he tried to give who came down, it was Sammy. When he was going to give Otis the belt, I was like, you better not. What? Like, this was like 2-3 weeks ago. He took his belt off and he was going to start whipping Otis. He's like, put your hands on the ropes. I was like, what?
Well,
what?
There was a talk this week of like, you want to talk about a guy like Gable, like he went from being a super face, but they didn't let him beat Otis. I mean, beat Gunther, and then like they immediately pivoted to him heel, and he's killing this too. So it's like didn't hurt him in any way, and just as Jess said, turns everything better. It makes everything better. Like he's got to be rewarded for everything backstage. Like Gable's done.
Well, and that will encourage it motivates me to jump into it. So first things first.
Go ahead. Yeah, please.
Clash King of the Castle. Clash of the Castle is going to be you've already watched it, I'm sure, by the time you hear this. But Bailey
tomorrow.
Yeah, Bailey. Yeah, exactly. Like, and so I'm being a little harsh, and we have a reason why we're not going live, I guess. But like, but yeah, it's not a normal night pay-per-view. It's going to be, what is it, 11 o'clock on West Coast AM?
Yeah.
And then 2 o'clock on the East Coast. So yeah, it's different. It's not in the United States. Bailey's going to defend her women's championship against Piper Niven, and with Chelsea Green in her corner. I fully expect Bailey to retain. But I'm just an old school homer, and I love that the one thing that Triple H seems like he's taking, and it's a formula that works. So he's not taking it from Vince. Vince didn't create it, but like it's always the big challengers chasing the smaller champions, and I love it because Bailey will win, and Piper's huge, and she's talented, and she's intimidating.
She's really talented, by the way. Yeah,
and she's intimidating. And you need to make challengers, right?
She's gonna win with a belly to Bailey or Bailey to belly, whatever you call it. That's what she's gonna win with. It's gonna be a huge Bailey to belly suplex.
More than that for Piper too. There's a thing for Triple H when the only time like Piper's gone up to him and said, "Can I talk to you?" And Triple H, let me guess, it's about Clash because she's Scottish, and she's like, "Yeah." And Triple H is like, "We're working on it." So it was always like something kind of in the plan because like she's Scottish. So that's kind of
cool to hear. Good. And Drew, we all knew Drew was going to headline, so That's
And Chelsea Green's going to be in Piper's corner, and she's hilarious, and so like it'll be fun. I think it's going to
I
be a
like
fun match.
Chelsea. I like Chelsea more and more every week as a heel. It's just kind of fun. Like
Yeah,
I know I'm
she's
supposed
good.
to like her, but she's doing her job.
The next match is for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn defends the title against Chad Gable. They finally get their one-on-one, but Otis's whole crew is in his corner. Or sorry, Gable's whole crew with Otis and Maxine and all them is in their corner. I think that Gable wins the title here. I think that because they're teasing a breakup, but Gable has to do something to show them that he's right because he's lost every chance he's got. So he's bitching at them about being losers or whatever, and it makes more heat, right? He's losing too, but he's bitching at them for losing, so you hate him more. But there's got to be one redeeming quality for a heel. Always. He has to win something, or she has to win something. Gable's going to, I think, win the title, and then he's going to be able to look at them, and now they're going to stretch it out longer because he's going to
I
tell.
didn't think about it like that. Yeah,
He's going to tell because Triple H is not into ending storylines quick. He's going to draw it out. So he's going to, and now he gets to go back to his crew going, look what I fucking got. Look at what I got. I told you. And they're going to be like, fuck. So they're not going to turn on him right now but we're going to keep cheering him to do it over the next couple months till SummerSlam. We're going to keep doing it.
He's never won an individual title in WWE. I mean,
yeah, I believe that this is it. If Sammy beats him, it makes no sense because what steam does Gable have? Unless Gable tries to arrange something and Otis and them fuck it up and it causes Gable to lose.
I wonder. Yeah, well,
and then Gable can still say, "See, I would have won if you guys just don't listen to me." So maybe Sammy retains because they try to cheat for Gable to show him that we want to help you, we want to work for you, and they fuck it up, and then he could still. But then to me, I'm like, if that happens, why are they still staying with him? Like at that point, he's got to win the belt and shove it in their face to where they're actually going to think for a minute.
Makes sense.
Maybe we do need to listen to him. I don't know. I feel it's his time to win. I just feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't think Sammy needs it. And I don't think Sammy losing it quickly disgraces Gunther because
Sammy can win it back Gunther. Too.
Yeah, Sammy can win it back. Exactly. It could be another Sammy. Now Sammy has another story. Coming on the other end. So
100%.
This is in the. This won't be the main event, which is odd to me, and we can talk about what people are saying. And it's probably just toxic people, so I don't think it's a popular thing. But Cody Rhodes defends the title again, a guy who he already beat against AJ Styles in an I Quit match for the Undisputed Championship. It will be in the middle of the card because we all know who's going to main event because he's from
Scott,
So I've been reading memes and stuff, and I don't know any of the numbers. So people just say shit and they lie, and then they put it out there and everybody thinks it's true. But that people are getting bored with Cody's run. They're not even They're not even pushing him as the top world champion, which I think the only way that they're not pushing him here is because of where they are. And I think that the World Heavyweight Championship does need to get a push. If you keep putting whoever has that belt, whether it's Seth or whether it's Damian or if Drew wins it, you keep not putting them in the main event, it's always going to be the secondary heavyweight title. So I agree that Drew should be in the main event, but I disagree with them continuously putting Cody with people that he's beaten over and over again. I just fucking hate it. Hate it. And I don't understand why they do it. AJ Styles has not won a significant match since he's been back. His re-debut match at the Royal Rumble, by the way, he took the fucking pinfall. And he loses at WrestleMania. Why why would I believe that AJ is going to fucking win? I don't.
I agree with you on all those fronts, and I'll take that a step further because number one, I feel like Drew has to be the main event. It's just where they are.
I think you're right. I totally agree with that.
It was like Davey, the poster behind Craig. It's like Davey that IC title had the main event there. It just had to, and nobody questions it, and it's fine. So not a problem for me. But the whole thing about AJ really bothers me because it was so interesting. And I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but AJ not only pulled a Mark Henry, then he pulled a Batista. Give me what I want the next week. And I'm just like, what are we back in time? Are we just doing a fucking revisits of those soaps from 2015? What are we doing here?
That's my problem with it.
They expected all of us. This is the only storyline I have a problem with right now of the Triple H era, which is well before they called it the Triple H era, is you just think you can rewash these undies and put them back over my face and expect me to smell it and it's clean. No, this stinks. this smells really bad. It smells
Are we still talking about wrestling?
No,
I
maybe.
mean, this is what they're doing with Cody. They're just stretching out kind of his feuds a little bit. Like, I mean, he beat Rollins 3 times in a row when he started. Like, Brock stretched out for 3 months.
Yeah, and like, to your point,
there
Brock
was a challenge for him though, but now it's like he beat AJ, and then now he's facing AJ again. I'm like, but you beat him.
Yeah,
like
but I mean, the story is AJ kind of blindsided him, beat the shit out of him 2 weeks ago. It's formulaic for sure, but it's not uncommon. You're right. Like, you got to do something different with him. But
it's forced because you don't have anybody else right now, because you got Seth on the shelf, you got Brock not knowing when he's going to come back, and Roman's due back later, and that's
apparently Solo is going to be his next kind of
which is awesome.
So we'll see.
If there's a storyline between them, like I'm going to throw out probably one of the biggest storylines ever, like the Mega Powers exploding, right? So Hogan beats him, and then he rematches Savage. Now, first of all, house show business is what drove wrestling back in the day. So I'm kind of like negating my own theory. Like, and then of course the tour after WrestleMania was Hogan versus Savage. And you could easily say, like, well, your theory, Jess, is why would Hulk keep facing Savage if he already beat him? I was like, well, like, again, house shows drove the business back then. And at the same time, Hogan never rematched Savage for the title on a pay-per-view again.
No, it was all house show.
It was all house shows. It was tag teams with Zeus. It was, like, and I think they had a Saturday Night Main event. They had a Saturday Night Main event rematch, and that was it. Right. After Hogan beat Savage, he moved on from him, even though the feud stretched on for another 8-9 months. It didn't matter. Like, you knew you were just going to watch Hogan defend the title. Cody, like, needs, I'm not saying spoiled challengers to where you can't, have a main event SummerSlams and Manias with them down the line, but you don't, and by the way, AJ's already a mid-carder. I love him, but they make him lose all the time. Like, so it's like, I don't believe, Shinsuke. I don't care.
I know. Shinsuke. But here's what I'll also say to your comparison of the Savage and Hogan is they didn't have to blow it out and do something special for 6 hours a week on TV. So they have to do.
You are right.
Yeah, it's true.
But I also completely agree. Nobody's buying that AJ will ever win tomorrow. Like, I don't care. They teased Cody bringing his mother on the plane or whatever. There's no way Cody's looting, and nobody has any.
Yeah.
You want to get booed? Why doesn't did he put Jose Lothario on the plane too? Like, does he want to get? Are they trying to fucking get him booed? Like, it's crazy.
And here's the other part of it. There's people already saying that they're tired of Cody. I don't believe that for a fucking minute. Every time that guy shows up,
that's what I'm saying is I don't believe that.
The crowd is blowing up.
Like, they know they can get away with this, right? Like, they can do this.
Yeah, exactly, Craig. That sums it up perfectly. So it's like,
and Cody also knows exactly what he's doing. If you see the off-camera stuff when they go off the air, and he's bringing little girls into the ring, little kids with this coat on, and he's giving them his Cody Rhodes belt, and they're crying. Oh my God, they fucking love him. They love him.
My kids love him instantly. They love him instantly. Like,
and again, what's the demographic of WWE? It's the kids that get their parents to take them to the goddamn show. And that's not going to change. They all love Cody Rhodes. And I love Cody Rhodes too, by the way. I have no problem. Every time his song comes on,
for the record, I respect Cody, and I think he's
I get chills every time it happens. Like this story, it finally happened. Going.
Yeah. They can do this until it doesn't work anymore. And at what point?
I think SummerSlam, he'll have a credible opponent at SummerSlam. He'll have a credible opponent. I think they will correct the ship. And again, I say this every week. I have PSD from Vince, right? I trust Triple H. I don't know. I don't trust Triple H. Like, I do trust him. That's the thing, is I love everything he's doing, and I swear to God, I don't know when it's going to go away. I'm always going to have the flinch reflex of the
Vince. I think I'm going to get hit. Vince would jump up between his 2-hour sleep between midnight and 2 before his workout in a fucking heap of sweat and take the title off Cody on a goddamn Raw somewhere. He would. Yeah. He fucking would, because one person didn't cheer like that. He was so fickle about that stuff. And Triple H's like, yeah, we're not doing that. Like, I don't. Oh, he had a bad showing in Toronto. Who gives a shit?
Also, I forgot to say it's an I Quit match as well. Dave's favorite. So I hope they put the mics in their face and breathe hard and like all that stuff.
I hate I Quit matches.
Hold on. Sorry.
I love you, Mom. They're gonna put it in Cody's face and be like, I love you, Mom. I'll never quit for you.
Adrian. Yeah.
Then we have a
That's
triple
very funny.
threat tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team
That's
Championship.
gonna be good.
The
It's gonna
champions,
be good.
Bianca Belair and Jade, defend against
Champion.
Fry and Dawn. And the other team is Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, which I like Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I like that team.
Yeah,
For some
they're
reason.
good. But those tag champions are gonna throw those women around. It's gonna be
I think it's going to be good.
gonna be so much
I
fun.
really like. I know I give Jade a hard time or whatever, but I like the team of Bianca and Jade.
She's getting better too. She's getting better every week.
Even though I know it's going to be for their eventual split up. I get it. I understand.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
I
can't wait for it.
But it's good. I really like it. I like that they're having a match. By the way, they're having a match like a tag team does or whatever. Because Triple H is smart like that. He's like, let's make it. Just fucking fool everyone and make everyone think they're really a tag team, and we're not going to turn them. And then it's going to fucking happen, and like it's going to be so good.
It'll happen
have 6 more months of this. They're not going to turn until the road.
Well, and they should, because you know what? The tag team division needs some stability. They don't have enough women tag teams to really keep it alive.
This is the first time
in a storyline arc and let it ride.
Well, this is the first time in a long time the tag champions for the women doesn't feel like a goddamn curse.
Right.
So I'm excited.
You say that, and then tomorrow Jade's gonna blow her.
I know, breaks her ankle. Shut up, David. Here's the question for you before you get next one.
She's gonna do the Sid boot from the
on the churn. Who's the heel? I feel like it's got to be Jade.
It's gonna be Jade. I think it's gonna be Jade.
It has to be. I don't know if Bianca can pull the heel off, man.
Unless they want to push Jade, like, you know, as like the face or whatever, then yeah, they'll turn Bianca. Because I think Bianca could do a heel. She's done. I think she did it in NXT.
Yeah,
I think Jade is unlikable. Oh, yeah. I hate to say it. I don't like her, but I like her in the ring, and I like the fact that she's getting better and all that stuff. And I want to see her do this character, and I'm hoping that she's doing this like tongue in cheek, kind of like it's like I almost feel like she turns heel in every interview. And I'm like, does she not know how to promo?
They talk mad shit.
Or are they doing that on purpose? So when she does turn heel, we're gonna fully hate her, and we saw it coming. Like, you know, we saw it coming, but we didn't see it coming. Like, we're gonna look back on past interviews, going, "Oh, Jade was a bitch the whole time." Like, I think that's gonna happen.
I'm excited about all of that. Yeah,
I give Jade shit, but I'm here for it. I want to see this. And then the probably the main event, Damian Priest will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. My uncrowned heavyweight champion will finally realize his dream and become the heavyweight champion. Even though I know CM Punk's going to come in and cost him it, I don't care. Drew McIntyre is the uncrowned heavyweight champion. Everyone can fuck off. He's the uncrowned. He's a fucking champion. And what did Pat McAfee? Did you see his introduction? Because What's her face ran out to get Ricochet, so they had Pat McAfee do the ring announcing for the rest. I think it was the rest of the night. But
it was the last match that I saw on the.
It was the last match, and when Drew got in the ring, he was like, he's all standing in the ring and you know, he gave his height. He's all, one handsome bastard, and he gave his weight or whatever. And Drew just looked at him with double biceps and pointing at him. It's fucking awesome, like so fucking funny. Drew McIntyre's I love it. You know, when you see someone finally getting given the reins and he was let free. And they put it out there that he actually wasn't going to resign, which, I mean, where's he going to fucking go? He's not going to go to AEW. Let's be fair. Like, so he's not going to go anywhere. Like, he's going to resign with WWE.
They love him. They love him there. Come on.
We thought that he was unhappy because Triple H is awesome like that. And Triple H is like, just let's fuck around on the internet. That's a different way to tell stories, is whatever people feel on the internet can be a thing. So let's make them feel a certain way, and then they're going to start telling.
Speaking of which, with all the storyline of Ricochet, everyone's like, "This is his last match with his contract." I thought it was very interesting. Like, you sent him off on a stretcher with Braun Breaker, just destroying him.
Well, it puts Breaker over. Breaker would have done that anyway. Do you think that would have been different even if he resigned? I don't. Like, they were going to fucking sacrifice him for Braun Breaker. Like, Braun Breaker was going to power slam someone through the windshield of that fucking car. It didn't matter. Like, and
I just feel like they did a lot of stuff with Ricochet not to have a payoff later. It was so odd to me.
I wanted to bring this up because they kind of I don't know if they did it on purpose, but it had to have emulated Ray's, you know, Nash throwing Ray into the trailer.
Yes, dart. I thought the same thing.
That dart, that was fucking harsh. Like, when I saw that, I was like, you don't, like, on your last night, you don't
throw into the trailer.
Like, he fell awkward on the concrete.
No, the way he bumped on the concrete, that shit's brutal. Like,
he bounced.
That was brutal, man. Like, and I was like, dude, you didn't have to do that on your last night.
But Ricochet's like, whatever, man. I'm going out. Let's do it right.
That was like a Mick Foley
I even thought the powerbomb into the windshield was a little much. Like, that was a little excessive.
But like Braun
Brutal.
held him at that point, like kind of protected him on that windshield bump, but like that concrete bump when he speared him or
It was
darted him,
so brutal.
like,
It was
God
so
damn.
fucking brutal. Like I was
I
like,
felt
dude,
I felt like
God,
Braun had to take a moment. I felt like Ricochet definitely lost his breath. I mean, it sounded like he was. It was very good acting if it wasn't, but I thought Ricochet definitely got the wind knocked out of him on that bump.
And I just want to say, I think, not to go backwards a little bit, I
And
think
real quick, just before I forget the stipulation. Sorry, Craig. In the match for the World Heavyweight Championship, they're barred from ringside all Judgment Day. So that's why I
Yeah,
think CM Punk. CM Punk's gonna cost Drew the match. That's why I feel that way.
I don't think they're gonna have Drew lose twice at home in Scotland after he re-signed. I think they're gonna
Roman last year.
You know what? I'm gonna talk out of both sides of my mouth because Triple H has
It's
no
about the story,
problem
right?
not-
He's gonna put the title on Drew. Like
he has no problem not giving not having the hometown hero lose. He did it to Sammy.
Yeah.
Did it
if he laid out like a plan to Drew, going, here's the storyline, Drew, right? I want people to think that you can't lose in Scotland because you lost last time. I love it. Like,
Yeah.
But CM Punk's going to cost
though.
you. Yeah, CM Punk's going to cost you, and then that's going to make you guys even hotter. And that's why I believe that he's going to win Money in the Bank and then cash in on Damian and get the belt anyway. And then CM Punk's going to have to chase him. And then now it's just there.
Is Punk cleared or no?
I don't know. Well, we'll find out. I have a feeling tomorrow he will be. Like, I mean, I think they're going to face at SummerSlam, but I could be wrong.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Craig might be right.
I think they'll give him his moment.
Yeah, I think Drew will win it, and he'll finally get it or whatever. And I don't think Punk's going to beat him on the first match. I think Punk will beat him at Mania. But I think that Drew will retain it, and he'll get one over on Punk, and then Drew's got to get some heat back because Punk's been outsmarting him. You know that fucking scene a couple weeks ago in the parking garage. Jesus Christ! Listen, we all get irritated. Funny. We all get irritated with CM Punk, but that fuck was hilarious. Like when Drew just drove away and Punk drove up, and he was like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "That was Drew McIntyre." He's like, "It was it?" Like, and he just knew what he was doing. It was the best. And I was like, "God damn it!" Like that's fucking genius. Like everything that they do. That, like Craig said, that feud is fucking hot as shit right now. What I noticed also,
the Cody and AJ one in the party that was funny too, but sidebar on that.
Most of their backstage segments now are really funny, and they're not so campy, and they're just like they're meant to accent the show, not be a part of the show, like not to drive the show.
Yeah, that's really good point.
There's only 5 fucking matches. What are they? Why do they do this all the time to me? That's why I think that WWE pay-per-views
now
are solid Bs for me because I'm like, you could have put a 6th or 7th match in. I don't need like Bailey and Piper to go 20 minutes. I don't need that. I don't like. I need it to go 10.
Not even that. Like they don't have to worry about timing anymore because it's not pay per view. It's their own streaming channel. They can do whatever they want.
It's just like to have
trying
like
to shrink the roster. Then like I find that very strange. It's like. You only have 6 matches.
No, I think they alternate like UFC matches, right? They don't have the same champions face every UFC pay-per-view. They alternate them. I mean, real fighting is different. You got to
also what I think too is they're making room for advertisement. Honestly, that's really what it is. I mean, if you have the extra pay on Peacock, you can watch the vignette. But if you don't, you're watching a commercial.
But also, if you notice, who's not on the show? Liv, like other people. Dom. I mean, he's in Judgment Day,
but they will be.
But they might do a backstage segment or whatever to keep it going. I notice what they do. It's like what UFC
do a schmoz or a running or something.
UFC and boxing events do it because of concussion protocols and all that stuff. They can't fight fighters too close together. They have rules to prevent that because it's it's real. I don't mean to sound like a dick, but it's real. And so, like, but here, they space that on pay-per-views. It's like they're almost doing a brand split, but they're not. Like, so like they're keeping the top titles. So yeah, there's going to be people that are not on the show that will be on the next B pay-per-view. And then, some people on this show, like Bailey won't defend her belt or the Intercontinental title won't be defended. It'll be the US title because the US champion's not defending his belt either. So it's like, Logan Paul obviously is limited dates too. He's not defending the title. Like, so it's like they alternate.
He was busy this week. So he couldn't get there.
Huh? Logan's not fighting I thought Logan was fighting LA Knight. He's not. That was just their feud's continuing.
It's the next one.
It'll be SummerSlam. It won't be Money in the Bank. It'll be SummerSlam.
That's right.
They've been talking it up though, Craig. To your point, it's coming. He's gonna take it off Logan Paul for sure. That's the payoff.
God, he fucking needs to. What are they waiting for?
I kind of like that they've waited this long. I kind of like they didn't just automatically strap the heavyweight
It's gonna be
championship on
it's
the
gonna be
night.
huge. Like when he does it, and the fucking place is gonna go nuclear. Like, yeah. I mean,
Dude,
again,
they've been milking this natural
I
heat
have
push.
PSD. I have PSD. I don't know why I don't just I don't know why I just don't trust the ride. Like when I ride the ride, I love it. But then I just think like, I wake up in cold sweats.
LA Knight's run right now is the closest thing to Stone Cold's that we've seen. We everyone thought, you said Austin 316 came out and then he was world champion for a decade. That didn't work that way. He didn't win the championship until way later after he'd said those things. LA Knight's build on his natural push has been very close to Stone Cold's, and I'm like every minute. I'm so glad they didn't just strap a title onto him, because that's what they did to Theory and just killed him. Like, just expectations too high.
I don't know, Dave. I think they're kind of. I think LA Knight is losing a lot of his steam, to be honest.
We'll find out when he wins that title. I think everyone's gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
Where were they at last pay-per-view? No, not France. What was the last pay-per-view? Where were they
at? Backlash was France, and then what was after Backlash? Maybe it was Backlash.
It was Backlash. Okay, so LA Knight was not on that show, and he's not on this, by the way, which is fucking weird. But he was on the SmackDown the night before Backlash, and his pop was fucking massive. And I know it was a foreign market, but I mean, it was massive. Like, to where people were like complaining the next day, going, "How the fuck are you not putting this guy in your show?" It was massive. Like, and I was like, so to Dave's point and to your point, Craig, like, I think like it's a fine line. It's like right there. Like, again, I have PSD. I think they're waiting too long, but then I have to stop. And I go, the only reason why I feel like they're waiting too long is because I'm used to an old man fucking flushing shit down the toilet when he gets bored. But it's not the case anymore. So I have to be calm.
Yeah.
So if he beats Logan Paul at SummerSlam and that place fucking goes nuts and it's one of those legendary moments, and I'm like, well, then there you go. Like, and then we're gonna have a John Cena type run with the US title where it meant something. And so I'm like, I'm for that. Like, I'm for the secondary title.
LA Knight Open Invitational every Monday. Let's do it.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen the meme that Cody's run is identical to John Cena's run? Meaning, like, so it's like they go through Brock, they went through. I can't remember the deliberate pieces of it. But it's side by side of how a Cena run goes. They're just following the textbook.
Well, it's formulaic. I mean, there's no,
like
it's a
Mark
formula.
Henry. The Mark Henry thing is AJ.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was more detailed than that, but
it makes sense. But yeah, the formula works. But
yeah, wrestling's all formulaic. Yeah.
But
they're always just following.
I think Bruce says every week on
anybody who's going to win a title in the last like 2.5 decades has to go through Brock to do it. That's just part of it. You got to go through Brock. It's just part of it.
They did. No one bought that AJ thing. It was telegraphed way too much. No one's going to do it in Mark Henry. They should like.
Dude, that Mark Henry thing was just that's a thing of beauty. Like that Mark Henry thing is just a thing of beauty.
AJ had like a powder blue jacket, and
I know, and that's like when I first saw it. Like, I didn't watch it that night. I watched it the next night, and then I saw kind of the memes that were comparing it. So I was like, "Oh, what's this all about?" And so I watched it, and I was like, "Listen." Even if I didn't get a hint that it was happening, when I saw the powder blue, I'm like, of course.
Right. But can we all admit though that when Mark Henry did it, we didn't expect it because it was just Mark Henry.
We did not expect it. It was lovely.
It was so amazing.
Awesome. Like,
and even because like he's gonna pull a fucking Mark Henry. I was like,
dare I say, it was probably the greatest moment of his career, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Because I love his world. We did his world heavyweight the year that he won the world heavyweight title, and I love that. I love the House of Pain. I love all that stuff.
Really soon.
But no, it's already out.
We did release it. Okay.
Not 2019. I can't remember what year it was. 2011 or something like that. But But yeah, he did the retirement thing after, like, a couple years after, or whatever, and it was fucking awesome. Like, it just.
And then him and Cena had a nice little run there, and it was beautiful. Yeah. It was great.
Did you hear Mark Henry's comments? He said Vince actually wanted me to beat Cena, and I said I can't. My body can't do it. I can barely do this.
God, if he would have won a second world title from Cena,
I didn't know that.
Cool that would have been.
He's done a lot of interviews lately, and the one that I saw recently was I can't remember the name of the person who fucked up, but the lock on the steel cage, they forgot to rig it, and he had to pull that fucking chain off like with his own
He's
strength.
a goddamn
And
monster. He probably
and
ate it.
he did get it off, but he's like, but he was shaking the door because he realized it wasn't gimmicked, and he's trying to pull it. And he's shaking the door, trying to get the door off. The door wouldn't come, and finally he just said, "Fuck it, I just gotta grab the chain," and he broke the chain off like just with his own strength, and he was pissed. There was somebody who was supposed to gimmick like hacksaw like about 3/4 of the way through, so it was just because what Vince wanted was he wanted one pull and a snap. Like, how strong is that?
Gee, I wonder who forgot. Don't cut it. Don't fucking cut it.
Right, could have been. But somebody else was to blame according to Henry, so it's that's all out there on the internet. But
don't you fucking cut it.
Anyways, yeah. But that's kind of
struggle.
That's kind of what's going on. Craig, any AEW worthy news?
Forbidden Door looks like a really good card. Osprey and
all really good
Nix was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
AEW pay-per-views are, you can't miss them. You skip all the TV you want, but holy shit, they're big dude pay-per-views, right?
And sadly, people are skipping all the TVs.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, this last week isn't fair. I mean, they're in purgatory with ratings anyway, but like, I think NXT beat them this week, and everyone's celebrating. However, let me just bring people back down to earth. I'm not suggesting that AEW's rating would have been 1 million or anything like that, but NXT, there was no NBA final game. On Wednesday, there was an NBA final game with Celtics and Mavericks. So it was a close game as well. So that's why that they were down. I'm not suggesting that AEW would have done 1 million or anything like that, but they wouldn't have done the 680 or whatever the fuck they did. They were up against NBA. It is what it is. The finals. On top of
they announced Blood and Guts is going to be in like is it in Nashville? So that double cage Blood and Guts is going to be on very shortly.
But great, good tickets.
Good stuff. I'm loving that Mariah May and Mina with Tony Storm. That's fantastic.
Oh yes, dude, Tony Storm. Well, Jesus Christ, listen, I know they don't have the structure that WWE does. I get it, and anybody who expects that, I think the people that don't like AEW expect it, and I'm like, why do you expect them to be like WWE at all, or that well oiled, or the machine?
You had to catch that whole Tony Storm where she said, "My forbidden door is wide open," and her manager in the back went with his big smile. I was like, "Oh my god!"
She's the best. If you don't look at her and get inspired by her progression or whatever, and how she, those are the people that Tony Khan need to keep. The ones that follow that and just go, "That's what I want to be." I think it's time for Tony, and I think he's doing that. I think Craig said he doesn't want to go public and fire people, but he's gonna let quietly all their contracts expire. I'm not saying Mark Henry's a problem. But he's gonna let the big shows and the Mark Henrys go, and I'm not saying
they're not doing
anything, and so he's gonna let them go, and other people that he wants to let go, I guarantee Miro will just finally expire and all that stuff. He's just gonna be like, listen,
oh my god, is he still signed? He has done nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he's left. I don't think that they've. He's done nothing. It's been injury, and guess what? A lot of them got mad because they were. And I get a crazy old man was running WWE, and I get it. And you went to the shiny new toy when AEW first launched.
You can't blame that anymore.
But some people are just always going to be mid-carders, like Aleister Black. And I love Aleister Black. Andrade, I love Andrade. But they're just going to be the same no matter where they go. At least Andrade's with his wife. That's nice. But he's a speed champion. That's awesome. Good for you.
Ricochet won't be with his fiance anymore, though, unfortunately.
And listen, I'm not saying Ricochet's not going to move a fucking needle over in AEW. I don't why, but you know what? We're going to get fucking Will Ospreay and Ricochet, who put on one of the most polarizing matches in the last 10 years. And their match people either love or fucking hate. I've never seen a more divided fucking audience. I want part 2, goddammit. So people can be just as mad. I love it. It's just some people are like, this is fucking trash.
Well, the other side's stupid.
And listen, I understand. If it's not your cup of tea, just don't fucking watch it. That's my thing. It's just don't watch it. You could watch that match and you could be like, I hate this. And that's the end of my sentence, and I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Or you could be like, this is garbage. And you could post clips of it over and over again. This is garbage. They're dancing. Cool. Don't
watch
Whatever.
Do
It was
whatever you
great.
do.
They should-
Don't watch it, and then they'll watch a Jon
seven-
Moxley match and be like, "He's too violent. And he bleeds too much." I'm like, "So you don't like the dance and you don't like the violence? What do you want? Like, watch what you want. Like, you can
telenovela.
stream anything. You could stream anything you want. Watch what you want. Then, like,
Can we also
Well, live in
just to
Dominic.
take the pedal off Ricochet for a second? Is Samantha just one of the greatest ring announcers? Samantha Irvin, like just one of the greatest ones you ever.
listen,
She's doing. She's
listen.
amazing.
I know
she
it's
does
easy
so
to
well.
have nostalgia, and you love the Fink. We all love Fink, you know, and all that stuff.
Sure.
But I think she's the greatest announcer since Fink. Like, I think she's that good. She's wonderful, and like, but she's
She does a
today's
great
time.
job.
Her attitude is today's feeling, and I think that's incredible. The way she captures what today is. So I will go back and watch all of her like announcements or whatever, and be like, that's what Triple H wants the product to be. I think your ring announcer
chills sometimes.
your ring announcer
when
should
she announced
kind
the
of
main events and
yeah.
stuff. Like I'm like, man,
she's
good.
she's the like the period at the end of the or the exclamation point, I should say, at the end of the sentence of what today's wrestling is. Like your referees and your announcers need to accent what you're doing around them, and I think she is
Right.
like a home run by far and away, like the best representation. She is the WWE like that, and I think that's how good she is. And Fink was that guy for us because it was just that, and like that was his whole thing, and it was about winning a title. And like that was when Fink would announce that, you were just like, oh fuck, like that was awesome. That was the WWE voice. Like your ring announcers and your commentators and your refs are so important, and people don't think about that. And like I just think like her announcement is just so fucking good. Like that's why I like Pat McAfee
Right.
so much, like on the product, because I'm like he's trying
He
to
is
make
today.
something cool. He's trying to put it over. God damn it! Like Vince would be
he's today's product.
and he's trying to tell you that this is what it is. This is what it is. And he's just fucking, and that's like, you want that. And then Michael Cole is a perfect balance because he's calmer, but he will laugh and he will show emotion when
Michael
Pat McAfee
Cole
does crazy
knows
shit.
that Pat McAfee is keeping keeping it fresh with him, and Michael could have been gone without Pat McAfee.
It's hard
Cole's
not
good.
to compare Ross to Cole, but I don't like if somebody says that Michael Cole's the greatest announcer of all time, like in WWE, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to disagree with you at this point. And Jim Ross was fantastic.
Yeah,
Jim Ross is the
not
greatest
now.
because you want to know why Jim Ross is play-by-play, the greatest play-by-play ever, like in wrestling to me. But like,
Sure.
if people want to say that Michael Cole has stepped in his shoes and filled them and moved on, I'm not going to dispute that because Michael Cole has earned
No.
his fucking stripes. He had that
If you
old
look
man.
at the years that Michael Cole's now put in, he's like now 14, 15 beyond anything
he's
that JR ever
wonderful.
did. So it's like
And he had that old man, and you feel the emotion when he says cracks about Vince. Like he's like, yeah, it really helps me, if someone yelling in your ear. And like when you hear him say stuff like that, I'm like, he's letting fucking steam out. Like Michael Cole's really good, and he's been really good for a long time. And I know people hated on
McAfee
him.
always
And I was
says
like,
he missed 2 shows in 26 years or something, or 20 years. Like
he's awesome. Like
the
yeah,
dedication
Michael
of
Cole's
Michael
great.
Cole. Yeah.
And I miss the younger JR. I miss JR. And JR and King were great. They were fantastic. But they were the voice of that era. And like, but Michael Cole is easily like the voice now. And I love towards the end of his career that he's getting. I'm not saying it's going to be over soon, but I mean like that he's getting now to finally be the announcer he wants. Like Vince didn't let him, and Vince yelled in his ear every fucking 20 seconds. And like it's a shame that he lost.
Jess,
all
I think
years.
he is. I don't think he has many years left. I think
he's wonderful. Like he's wonderful, and I'm glad that this is if he does wrap it up in the next 5 years or whatever, like he's earned it, and like he's wonderful, and like yeah, people that hate on Michael Cole is just stupid shit. It's just dumb shit.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Let promotion. It's like people hate the Aubrey, the female ref over there at AEW. I'm like, why? You make
I
no
don't
sense.
I don't get bothered by it.
There is no reason. By the way, there is no reason, Dave. It's because she's an AEW ref. If she was in WWF, people would be like, she's so charismatic and all that stuff. But like, she's in AEW, the WWE elitists will just fucking sound off. Like they get threatened. Like they're doing fucking 600, 700,000 fucking views, and they're still fucking WWE elitists are still bothered by them. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, dude, like I don't know why you care. Like let AEW form their own opinion. They should have their own little legendary refs and their commentators. It's how you recognize their product, by the way. So it's like it's just you should let them go, man. Let them go. Let Tony spend all his money. Who fucking cares? Like let's
yeah.
He's
And in the
starting to get
end, we
smarter,
win.
like you said.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, we're all winning. As a fan, we're all
Well,
winning.
it takes a while to dig out of a hole. By the way, they're not going to do
You want
one
to buy a
angle.
ticket? It's really expensive.
They're not going to have one Dynamite this week and the ratings turn around next week. It's not going to happen. Like they're going to keep half filling arenas for the next year, and then they'll find something and they'll start filling them up again. Like it'll be cyclical. If he's willing to stick it out and spend the money, they will come full circle. Like they're just going to. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we're seeing the best wrestling of our time right now.
Yeah, my God, for the last like 4 years we've seen it.
We are.
Yeah, it's amazing.
4 or 5 years. But anyway, we did 45
Craig,
minutes.
where are we gonna see you?
We'll see you at the matches.